Good morning, Year 5. Welcome to your Monday virtual maths lesson. Today we're going to be continuing on with the topic that Mrs. Moore was covering last week and continuing on with area. So before we go into today's learning, we just need to have a think about what area actually is and how we go about working it out. So here is a rectangle. It has a length of 12 centimetres and a width of 4 centimetres. How do we work out the area of this shape, this rectangle? I wonder if you can remember back to Mrs. Moore's lesson on Thursday and you learnt a formula about working out area. Brilliant. I'm sure you all remembered that to work out the area of a shape, you times the length by the width. So we know the length is 12 centimetres and the width is 4 centimetres. So we will do 12 times by 4, which we know equals 48. So the area of this rectangle is 48 centimetres squared. Well done if you got that right. And if you didn't, just have another look through this formula and think where you might have gone wrong. So in today's lesson, we are going to again be looking at the area of compound shapes. So looking at this compound shape, the yellow compound shape, can you remember what a compound shape is? Brilliant. I'm sure you were all able to remember that a compound or composite shape is a shape made up of two or more basic shapes. So this compound shape is made up of two rectangles. You have rectangle 1 here and rectangle 2 here. This shape could also have been split along here, so that you would have this rectangle and then this smaller rectangle. Okay, so today what we're going to be doing, which is a continuation from Friday's lesson, is we're going to be working out the area of compound shapes. So this task says for me, calculate the area of this compound shape. Now, as we've just learned in the previous slide and you've learned in previous lessons, a compound shape is made up of two basic shapes. So I can see here that this compound shape is made up of two rectangles. Now, I wonder if you can use your finger and split this compound shape into two rectangles in order to help me work out the area of the compound shape. Very good. Hopefully you have done the same as me and you have drawn your line here. So we have rectangle 1 and rectangle 2. So, remembering from Friday's lesson, how we work out the area of a compound shape is we need to work out the area of this rectangle and then the area of this rectangle and add them together to give us the area of the entire compound shape. So, I know that to work out area, I do length times width. So let's do this rectangle first. So I'm going to need to do 9 times by 7 or multiplied by 7. And I know, because we all know our times tables or we're getting there, I know that 9 times 7 equals 63. So the area of this rectangle here is 63 centimetres squared. Right, so moving on to my second rectangle, I need to work out the area of this rectangle. So I know that I'm going to do 4 multiplied by 12. So here we go, 4 multiplied by 12. And I know that that equals 48. So the area of this rectangle is 48 centimetres squared. So now we have the area of both rectangles, but the question was asking us the area of the compound shape, the whole shape. So I simply need to add together 63 and 48. Now, I'm going to use my pen here. So I will do column addition, and I will do 3 plus 8 or 8 plus 3, and I know that that is 11. So I'll put my 1 here, and I will carry my 10. So then I will do 6 plus 4. We all know our number bonds to 10. 6 and 4 is 10. We're going to add this one, which is 11. So there we have it. 63 plus 48 is 111. But we're working out the area of this compound shape. So it's 111, excuse my dodgy writing, 111 centimetres squared. Brilliant. Okay, Year 5, here is your first mini task. You need to calculate the area of this compound shape. All you need to do is do exactly what we did on the previous slide, and you need to split the shape into two basic shapes and work out the area of each of those two shapes, and then add them together to give you the area of the compound shape. Now I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and then we'll discuss it on the next slide. Okay, Year 5, let's see how we did. So I'm assuming that you all were able to split your compound shape into two basic shapes here along this red line. So you've got two rectangles, you've got a rectangle here. Sorry, not two rectangles, you have a rectangle here and you have a square here. So you need to work out the area of both of these shapes and add them together. So I'm sure you did 10 centimetres times by 4 centimetres and added that to 5 centimetres times by 5 centimetres. So we know that 10 times 4 equals 40 and that 5 times 5 equals 25. So 40 plus 25 equals 65 centimetres squared. So the area of this compound shape is 65 centimetres squared. Now, if you didn't quite get that right, pause the video here, maybe go back a few minutes, go back a slide, and just have a look and see where you might have gone wrong. Okay, Year 5, what we're going to look at now is working out the area of compound shapes that are a little bit more complicated. So, as we've been talking about, when we have a compound shape and we need to work out the area, what we do is we find the two basic shapes, or there might be more than two, the basic shapes within the compound shape, work out the area of those separate shapes, and then add them together. So let's have a look at this compound shape. Now, I'm going to split this compound shape along this line here. So I've been left with this shape, this small rectangle, and this larger rectangle. So I can see here that the dimensions of this smaller rectangle are 3 centimetres and 1 centimetre. So I would find it easy to work out the area of this little rectangle. I would do 3 multiplied by 1, and I know that this is 3 centimetres squared. Now, let's have a look at the larger rectangle we're left with. So we know that the width of it is 4 centimetres. However, we do not have the length, the measurement of the length, this side. So what could we do to work out the measurement of this in order to work out the area of this rectangle. Have a look at what you've already got in front of you, the measurements you already have. Okay, hopefully you've been able to see that the length of this side is the same as this. And we know that from here to here is 7 centimetres, and from here to here is 1 centimetre. So we can therefore call this side, excuse my writing again, 8 centimetres. So we know that this one is 3 centimetres squared. And now we just need to work out the other rectangle, the area of the other rectangle. So what we'll do is length multiplied by width, so 8 centimetres multiplied by 4 centimetres. So we know that the area of this section is 32 centimetres squared. And in order to work out the area of the whole compound shape, we need to add the area of this shape to this shape. And I think we can all do that quite quickly. 32 plus 3, or 32 centimetres squared plus 3 centimetres squared is 35 centimetres squared. So the area of this compound shape is 35 centimetres squared. So sometimes you might not be given all the dimensions, all the measurements that you need, but there will always be a way of working out the missing dimension. Okay, Year 5, have a look at this compound shape and take a moment. What do you notice to be different about this compound shape? Now remember that we can split compound shapes to make other basic shapes, which then help us work out the area. So thinking about that, what do you notice to be different about this compound shape compared to the other ones we've been looking at? Right, Year 5, what you probably have noticed about this compound shape is where the other compound shapes we were looking at, we split into 2 basic shapes. This compound shape needs to be split into 3 basic shapes in order for us to then work out the area of the total compound shape. So you could split this compound shape into 3 separate shapes in a couple of ways, but I have done it this way, here and here, to make shape A, shape B, and shape C. So now all we need to do is to work out the area of shape A, the area of shape B, the area of shape C, and then we add them together to give us the area of the compound shape. Now, that doesn't seem too hard, however, we are missing certain dimensions. So we can do this one quite easily. So shape A, we know that we need to do 1 centimetre multiplied by 1 centimetre, and then we know the area of shape A is 1 centimetre squared. Now let's look at shape B. So we need to work out the length and the width of this shape. So let's first look at the length. So we have this line here. We know that this is 7 centimetres. And we know that this extra bit here is 1 centimetre. So nice and easy. We know that the length of this rectangle is 8 centimetres. We can also work it out on the other side because we know that this length is 6 centimetres. And then we've been given this area here, this section here, and this length is 2 centimetres. And we know that 6 plus 2 is 8. So there was 2 ways of working out the length of this rectangle. Now, let's look at the width. So what do we have? We have this full length, and we know that the full length is 8. But what we want is just this part here, this section here. So what do we have? Well, we know that this line is parallel with this line, and they're the same length. So we can assume that if this line is 4 centimetres, then the line parallel to it is also 4 centimetres. So if we have 4 centimetres and we know that the full length of the line is 8 centimetres, we can work out that the width of this rectangle B is 4 centimetres. So again, we can work that out. So we would do 8 centimetres in the length multiplied by 4 centimetres. And we know that that is 32 centimetres squared. And then we come down to shape C. Lucky us, we've been given both dimensions. We have the length is 6 centimetres, the width is 4 centimetres, and we know that 6 multiplied by 4 equals 24. So the area of shape C is 24 centimetres squared. So we need to write that up in the next slide and then add them all together. Okay, year 5, as we discussed in the previous slide, we needed to work out the area of shape A, the area of shape B, and the area of shape C, and add them all together to give us the area of the compound shape. So we know that 1 centimetre times 1 centimetre is 1 centimetre squared. So the area of shape A is 1 centimetre squared. We know that 8 times 4 equals 32. So the area of shape B is 32 centimetres squared. And then we know that shape C, we know that 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. So the area of shape C is 24 centimetres squared. So we come up with this addition, sum. So you would do this in column addition. I've just done it nice and quickly. And we know that 1 plus 32 plus 24 gives us 57. So the area of this compound shape is 57 centimetres squared. So there are many different things that have to be done before you can get to the area of the compound shape, but all of it is completely doable, and when you stop and think, you are completely able to find the missing dimensions and ultimately to work out the area of the compound shape. Okay, it's now over to you. You have a worksheet to complete, which Mrs. Moore will have sent out this morning. Everything you need to do, you can achieve from today's lesson. So if you get stuck at any point, just come back to this YouTube clip, go to the area that you need, and just have another think. And just think, today what we've added in is that our compound shapes are now not split into just 2 shapes. Some of them are split into 2, but some might be split into more shapes. Good luck. I'm sure you'll do brilliantly, and I'm looking forward to seeing your work.